Alright, y'all, so this is definitely an interesting one. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. There's really no other way to intro this. Let's just get into this. So today's story time is definitely about one of the craziest relationships I've ever been in. You'll hear why in a minute. Yeah, here we go. So today's story time all takes place when I was 19 years old. I had just fully moved out to LA. I had kind of been on and off living there for a while, but I had gotten my first long-term lease, and I was living out there by myself. Just enjoying life. I was actually really, really good. I was, just enjoying myself, living on my own, having some peace and quiet. I had a few good friends out there that I was close with, and, I wasn't really dating anybody at the time. Well, about 3 months after moving there, I met this girl while I was out with a few friends. Just met her at a party, and she seemed pretty cool, and we hit it off. And within a few weeks, I would say, we kind of started dating, and then dating turned into officially dating. We put the title on it, girlfriend and boyfriend, and things were going good with me and her, right? Nothing really out of the ordinary. Until about a month into our relationship, me and this girl started to kind of disagree a lot on a lot of things. It turned out that we didn't really see eye to eye on a lot of different things, and yeah, I just quickly realized that me and her probably wouldn't work out in the long term, and I tried to give it a million different chances, but every time I would, we'd just end up arguing again. So yeah, one day when me and her were at dinner, we got into an argument that was really, really stupid, and it was very clear that we weren't going to work, so I just said it. I was like, do you just want to break up? We argue more than we actually talk to each other. We don't enjoy each other's company, clearly, and we're already arguing this much, and we're not even 3 months into our relationship. This is clearly not going well. And she's like, you know what? Fine. And she gets up and she storms out of our dinner, leaving me at the table alone. And I don't blame her. Probably would have done the same thing if I was her, because that's a really awkward dinner to keep staying at. So, I wasn't really upset at that. And I'm just kind of glad that we both were free from the relationship, because clearly we both weren't happy. And about a week goes by after this. Nothing's really happened. Everything's normal. She didn't text me. I didn't text her. We were just going our separate ways. And I can't lie, after that week went by, usually in most relationships after, breaking up, I'd be really sad or upset. But I didn't feel very upset. I actually felt kind of nice because, like I said earlier, we just weren't in that, situation anymore, and it wasn't constant arguing. So yeah, I thought everything was normal. I thought that it was just going to be a normal breakup. But unfortunately, I was sadly mistaken, because literally a day after we had hit a week after breaking up, so on the 8th day after breaking up, I went out with some friends to a club. They invited me to go out with them. I'm not really a club person, but I was like, you know what? Why not? I got nothing going on. Just go out and have a good night with all my friends. Let's do it. So yeah, me and my friends went out to the club later that night, and I put one snap on my Snapchat story. One. It was just me and all my friends sitting in our booth, enjoying ourselves, just having fun. It was like a selfie with all my friends. It was nothing crazy, right? And I forgot that I had my ex added on Snapchat. It was not me trying to flex on her that I was having fun. I totally forgot she would see it. And yeah, within a minute of posting this Snapchat, literally not even a minute had gone by after posting it, I immediately get a message on my Snap saying that she's typing. And I'm like, oh no. And I open it, and she sends me this long paragraph. And here's what it said. It said, wow, can't believe this is the type of guy you are. Not even 2 weeks after breaking up with me, you're at a club trying to get girls and bring them home. You're pathetic. Bye. And then she blocks me. Now, I literally did not have any intentions of going to this club and finding girls. If it happened, it happened. But my whole intention of going there was just to get out of the house and do something. I literally had no other plans that night. I was going to sit in my room all night just playing games or laying on my bed doing nothing, listening to music, and that's all fine and good, but I was doing that every night before that, so I thought it'd be a nice change of pace to go out with some friends and be social. So that's what I was doing. It was not my intention to go to the club and try and find another girlfriend. And even if it was, I was single. There's no rule against that, right? Yeah, it's annoying to see your ex at a club where there's other people that could potentially, be flirting with them. But we were both single, so yeah, I really don't see the big problem with that. But I do understand how it's annoying to see it on someone's Snapchat story, especially someone you just broke up with, because that is kind of hurtful sometimes. So I tried to reply and say, I'm sorry. I didn't realize she was still added on my Snap contacts. I didn't know she'd see it. But like I said, when I tried to send the message, I was blocked. So that's how I found that out. So yeah, after that, I just continued my night at the club with all my friends, had a great time. And I got a little too high, I can't lie. I smoked a little bit too much weed this night because I don't drink, and I definitely couldn't drink. The club that we were at allowed people under 21, but if you get caught drinking, they'll just kick you out and call the cops on you. But yeah, like I said, I definitely smoked a little bit too much weed, and me and all my friends left the club when it was time to leave. And the first thing we did was go back to my apartment because we all wanted to go back to my place for a little bit, hang out there for like an hour or two, and then everyone was going to go their separate ways and go home for the night, right? So me and all my friends get into an Uber, we get to my apartment, we walk in, and the apartment I was living in at the time had its own entrance to my unit, right? Like it was like an outdoor entrance, it wasn't like a big building. So I go up to the door, I pull open my keys, I unlock the front door, me and all my friends walk in, and everyone's just chilling on the living room couch. We're all just talking, watching some TV. We're all having a good time, right? Just kind of unwinding after the long night of the club. And I forgot to mention, but there was 4 of my friends with me. So it was me and 4 other people. And one of my friends, let's just call him Vinny, okay? Vinny was like, yo, Austin, you got anything to drink, like water or like soda or something? And I was like, yeah, I got water and Mountain Dew. What do you want? And he's just like, Mountain Dew, please. I'm like, okay. Now, I didn't keep the Mountain Dew in my fridge in my kitchen. Don't ask why. Actually, I'll tell you why. I was a fucking nerd, and I would keep it in my mini fridge in my bedroom because I just wanted to have quick access to it when I was gaming like a dork. So I walked over to my bedroom, I opened the door, and I see something that I did not expect to see. Something that nobody wants to see. I opened the door to my ex-girlfriend sitting on my bed, looking like she wants to punch me in the face. I have no idea how she got in. I have no idea why she was there. And she looked terrifying. And I closed the door slowly. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? And she goes, I'm just here to talk. I want to talk to you. And she has tears in her eyes. And I was like, how did you get into my house? And she goes, you left one of the windows unlocked. And I was like, you broke into my house essentially. She's like, no, I didn't break anything to get in. That's not breaking in. I'm like, I don't think it works like that. You trespassed, essentially. Like, you entered without my permission, and you're sitting on my bed, and you're not supposed to be here. Like, I can call the cops right now and probably have you arrested. And she was like, yeah, that's still not breaking in. I'm like, same shit. You're still getting arrested. And she was like, is that what you're going to do? You're going to call the cops? I'm like, yeah, if you don't get up off my bed and leave my house right now, I'm going to call the cops. And she's like, no, you're not. And I pull open my phone, I start going to dial 911, and she grabs the phone out of my hand. And she's like, don't do that, Austin. Don't be immature. I just want to have a conversation. I was like, don't be immature? You snuck into my fucking window when I wasn't home and waited on my bed for me to come home. Like, that's insane. She's like, yeah, well, the conversation I want to have needs to be face-to-face, and I know you wouldn't meet with me. I was like, yeah, I would have. If you just Snapchatted me and said, hey, let's talk when you get home, we could have met up, but you chose to act this way. So yeah, I'm calling the fucking cops. And I reach over and I grab my phone back out of her hands. And I start dialing 911. And immediately she walks by me, bumps into my shoulder like super hard because she's angry, walks out of my bedroom door, into the hallway, walks past the living room where all my friends are sitting. And my one friend goes, hey, good seeing you. And she goes, whatever. And she walks by, swings open my front door, and leaves my house. Now, at this point, I just didn't even call the cops. She had already left, and that's honestly all I wanted was her to leave. So after she left, I just didn't even hit call on the phone when I dialed 911. So yeah, I walked back into the living room, and my one friend, he's like, yo, what the fuck was that? Why was she here? How was she here? I thought you guys broke up like a week ago or something. And I was like, well, she snuck in through an unlocked window and waited on my bed for me because she wanted to talk. And my friend's like, what? What'd you want to talk about? I was like, I don't know, probably our relationship or something. I didn't even let her get to the point because I didn't want to talk to her because she snuck into my house and waited for me. And yeah, after this, we all just kind of chilled in my living room after I locked all my stuff because I didn't trust her. And she never bothered me again. Like, to this day, I haven't heard from her since. She never tried breaking in again or sneaking in, whatever she wants to call it, trespassing. All of my windows and doors stayed locked, like, no matter what time of day it was, whether I was home, whether it was daytime, nighttime. Like, I always had my stuff locked because I just didn't trust her. And it never happened again. So, yeah, moral of the story, leave your doors and windows locked. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this story time about one of my craziest exes. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys later. Peace.